Hello again and welcome to Retirement Coffee Talk with Sharice Rivers at Zinnia Wealth. My name is Randy Cook. We're here each week as we talk a little bit about you and your money. You've been saving for retirement. How is it all going to work? Who are you going to get to help you with that journey? Well, Sharice is here, and what we also want to make sure that you know is Sharice is here, right here in Marion County, because it's not 1-800-CALL-NEW-YORK and get me help with my investments. You are right here, and because you are right here, that means you have a connection to our community, and we're going to talk today as we get started about Give for Marion. We've been talking about this the last couple of weeks, and Sharice, we have some guests today to talk about it.
Yes, our special guest here, we have two fabulous ladies that have been working their butts off to get this Give for Marion event off. We wanted to showcase this foundation because I just learned about it, and they've been here for a long time, and we have our own foundation, the Grilled Cheese Foundation, and I've done a fast forward big leap learning all about this in about a month. And so we thought the community should know about this, whether you own a foundation yourself or you're running one or you're looking to donate. So I have Miss Lauren and Ashley here, and why don't you guys do a quick introduction, who you are and what you do there?
Okay, I'm Lauren Diorio. I am the president and executive director for the Community Foundation.
I'm Ashley Gerds, and I am the Director of Strategic Engagement.
All right. Now, we're talking about Give for Marion, but there is a foundation that runs the Give for Marion, and it is actually the Community Foundation, right?
That is correct.
So can you tell us a little bit about what is the Community Foundation, and why is this foundation helping raise money for all the other foundations in Marion County?
Well, the Community Foundation, you'll find a community foundation all over the country. They've been started in, I think it was Columbus, Ohio, in 1914. The concept is that it helps individuals with legacy gifts. So what we do initially is we provide funds that individuals can either set up donor advised funds, but we're also working with the nonprofit sector, which is really important when we start talking about Give for Marion. This community foundation started 13 years ago with our founding chairman of the board, Mr. Frank Hennessy. He owns Hennessy Arabians. He came down from Michigan a little bit before that time period, walked into the chamber's office. It was then the chamber, not the CEP, and said, where's your community foundation? I want to set up a fund. And everybody said, we don't have something like that. And he said, well, you will. So fast forward, he has a few good friends that got together and they set the ball in motion to open a community foundation. And so the community foundation has been rolling along. Not only, like I said, do we serve donors, and we work with fabulous wealth managers like yourself
Thank you.
to kind of come up with a good plan from an estate standpoint to help people really think about giving their money strategically instead of sporadically, opening up their wallet and using that credit card. So, in the sense that we had to kind of come up with that community initiative we wanted to support, because every community foundation picks a certain initiative. Mm-hmm. We realized early on that we really need to work with our nonprofit sector here. A lot of them are doing amazing work, but the reality is we want them to run like a business, and that doesn't always translate well. So it's things like a regular business would have. You've got to have good HR. You've got to have good financial management. In the case of a nonprofit, you have to have great governance. And if you don't have a good governance and a board, it's a problem. So we thought that was the first place to start. That's why we created the Nonprofit Resource Center with our founding members, the city, the county, Advent Health, and the hospital district. And from there, it's just grown. The first element we added was grant services, because we knew there was $600 billion in grant funding out all over the country. And we thought, why isn't Marion County taking advantage of that? Right. So we had to work with the nonprofits, help them run like a business, become grant ready, and start pulling that money in. For us, and for me, the reason why it works so well is because I have donors that'll come in, they want to invest the money, but they want to get a good return on their investment, right? They want to know, is my money making an impact? So we need to help those nonprofits understand that that's an obligation and that their donors are very savvy. And then we want to give those donors that confidence that the money is going where it needs to go. So we've been up and running now for ourselves 13 years. I am not the first president and executive director. There was someone prior to me, but we've seen amazing growth in the past 7 years because I think the community is starting to see what a community foundation can do to just really help make an impact and strengthen the community.
Wow, I didn't actually know all that. Wow. That is the coolest thing next to sliced bread. You have no idea how exciting that when I heard about this, how I just didn't know there's people out there helping. The grant writing was probably the most exciting thing for me because I was trying to help my director of operations, Sandra LaBeouf, and she's like, that would be great to do grants, even though there's been a big slash in grants from DeSantis, but you can still get grants, and that you guys are actually teaching that. I went, oh, wow, because people always want to know, where's the grant? How do I do it? How do I find it? So I think that is fantastic because they're coaching all of us up. I mean, I run a business here at Zinnia. I don't have a clue how to run a foundation, but I have somebody who helps. But you guys already kind of taught us a bunch of things that we didn't know, believe it or not. So that was, as a CEO, you learn to build that business, but it is totally different, right? And there's the compliance. You got to be careful there. So I think it's lovely. And anybody who is looking to give, don't wait till Christmas. This is a great time to start. You can give $10, $25, $100, whatever you want. And you just go to give4marion, that's the number 4.org, and you can do it there. Now, Ashley, why don't you tell us about the Give for Marion? Like, tell us all the exciting pieces. There's so many pieces. I don't even know where you really need to start, but this for what you would do with me the first time if I was sitting with you.
Yeah, so this is our 5th year of Give for Marion, and there are so many layers that we've been able to create over the past 5 years to teach the nonprofits to go out and fundraise. Originally this was an idea within the Nonprofit Business Council and Lauren. COVID happened. The pandemic shut our world down, and how our nonprofits raised money was in person and having events and talking with donors face to face. And when COVID happened and we had to shut the world down, we had to come up with other ways to be able to help the nonprofits fundraise because during the pandemic, their services increased and were needed even more. So for them to be able to operate, they needed more funding. So Give for Marion was born. And the first year, there wasn't a lot of prep time, but they were still able to bring in over $300,000 for a lot of different missions within Marion County. And Give for Marion stands for giving, within Marion, give where you live. But the platform is worldwide. There's donations that come in from all over the world to help support Marion County because a lot of people may have been born here and they grew up here and this is their hometown, but they live somewhere else and now they can still give, to the community that helped grow them to the people that they are today. Yeah. So it's an absolute amazing platform and how much we've been able to grow. So I think that's amazing. You're able to raise that much in the year of COVID. That's incredible how the community just steps up. Our Marion County steps up to the plate whenever there's something horrible happening. Something I've always noticed over the years. So moving forward, tell us about this matching program. That when I heard about this matching program, I went, you have a foundation that's going to match some of my donations if I have people going there and donating. I went, this is so cool. And I just think everybody should be doing this. So can you please explain how that works? Sure. So there's a lot of giving platforms throughout the nation. We partner with Give, Gab, and Bonterra to create this. And we as a community foundation felt that it was very important to incentivize donors in the community, but also incentivize the nonprofits and help give them a hand up during this giving day. So part of what we do at the community foundation is we actually raise over $100,000. This year we have over $130,000 in prize money available. And part of that is matching dollars. So we go out and meet with the donors and the businesses to help support the nonprofits in that mission. So during a matching moment, which we have multiple of through the 33 hours of giving, anybody can log on from anywhere in the world during these matching moments and give based on their passion and how they want to support the nonprofits. But the best part is they're super fun. So is it the most donors for the power hours, or is it the most donations? But then the matches really get competitive. So last year, we started off at 10 a.m. on our first day and gave away $15,000 through the Adam Hansen Better Communities Fund.
That was like the first minute, right?
Seconds. It went within 15 seconds. We were giving away $1,000 a second.
Wow.
And what's fun is the nonprofits get to raise dollars and increase those donations, and the donors get to help raise that. And on average, $90,000 to $100,000 is normally raised during that hour. So that donation of $15,000 helps raise so much more, because everyone's in competition on the computer trying to get those matching dollars. And it's fun. It's a great cause, and we want to be able to help really create some hype around that.
Yeah, and you have prizes throughout the 33 hours, really. I mean, it starts on the September 17th at 10 a.m. So anybody who's donating, donate, like, what did you say, Lauren? Go to the world clock? Because it counts on,
clock.
It's not your iPhone clock, it's your world clock.
Yes.
And so if you donate in 1 minute, likely that charity will get that donation, that match. Hopefully, who knows? It goes by really fast. But you do this throughout this 30, does it go from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. September 17th? Does it stop at 10 p.m.?
No, 7 p.m. So we do 33 hours. So it's 10 a.m. on September 17th this year, and it goes through September 18th, and we'll all come together at the Riley Arts Center to celebrate those final moments at 7 p.m.
I was thinking people could go to sleep and it would start again at 8 o'clock in the morning. So that's not the case.
No, we go all the way through. No sleep.
So you hear that, retirees? I know you're waking up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I know I wake up at 4. It's a great time to donate because there's a competition. Whoever gets the most donations overnight too, which is very cool. And then you also have talk about the social media prizes and that kind of stuff.
So we felt it was really important. We want to continue to evolve Gift for Marion every year and not let it go stagnant. We want to create surprises. We want to create more prizes, and we want to create a fun environment to fundraise for our nonprofits.
I want to take off work, but I can't. I have like 3 classes, and I wanted to do this 33 hours, and I can't. So keep going.
Yes, it's kind of funny because I've talked to a few people over the past few days, and they're like, I put in for a PTO. I'm taking off work because I just want to focus on Gift for Marion, and I want to come to the events, and I want to be with the nonprofit, and I don't want to miss out on anything. So our overnight prize is actually sponsored by Neighborhood Storage, and it's super fun because at nighttime, a lot of our nonprofits have learned different secrets and best practices. And we have a few of them that will go downtown or to other restaurants, and they partner with the businesses for dinner time. And if you go in and you eat, there's a certain percentage donated back to Gift for Marion, and that restaurant makes a donation, or you make a donation and you show them your thank you letter that you get immediately by email, and you get a free appetizer, you get a free cupcake, or you get a beer. So you see all of these nonprofits out and about partnering with these businesses overnight as well.
We had last year one nonprofit that worked with a business that if you went in and you showed your receipt that you made a donation, they gave you a cupcake.
Oh, I just love it. This is going to be huge. I mean, it's already huge, but this is going to be huge.
It's huge.
It's already huge. So, anything else that you think the listeners should know about the foundation that would be just really important?
The Community Foundation is not just like any other nonprofit. We're here to serve at the betterment of the nonprofits. We are inclusive of everyone in the community, not just the nonprofits, but the members and who they serve, but also our donors who make a lot of these things possible, and our businesses. Our business community has the option to work with us and be supportive of all the nonprofits at one time. And Give for Marion is one of our largest events to help fundraise, but there are many other things that we do at the Community Foundation. We just wrapped up our back to school community give back, and we're able to serve over 7,000 kids to provide backpacks and school supplies for them to start off the year successful. And it takes many partners to make that happen. And we had over 500 volunteers come out to make that possible. So get involved with us with the Community Foundation. We're always open to different opportunities and getting your business involved and getting your staff involved. That's what we're about. It's being inclusive of our entire community.
You know what I also loved about when I was coming to the trainings is that, you know, of course I want the Grilled Cheese Foundation to get the most donations, right? But at the end of all the training, you both said something that was just very like, yeah, we are all here to do the same thing. We have the heart of servants and we just want to give back and we want to help. And so it's not just about the Grilled Cheese Foundation. Yes, I want you to go there and donate. It's for the kids, but maybe it's horses or dogs. You got the vocal group. Maybe it's something green. Maybe it's more education. Maybe it's poverty or housing. You go there to the search button over at giveformarion.org and you just type it in, and then all these foundations will follow underneath it, right? So I think we were all helping each other to really get ready for this, which I just appreciated. I felt like it was like a lovely community of people who just want to help and share. Lauren, why don't you go ahead and give the site and some basic stuff, and we'll get it to a close because people want to know, let's talk about in a couple, maybe we're going to talk about the donor advised fund and QCDs here after the show. So, but you can talk about that for a second. I think that's a good idea.
Oh, sure. I guess to round us out, anyone looking to give to wonderful organizations in our community during Give for Marion, go to www.giveformarion. And of course, you mentioned give4marion.org. And, as little as $10 can make a difference. We need to rally around our nonprofits. They're doing wonderful work every single day in this community.
Yes. Thank you both for coming. I truly appreciate it. I think people are going to love this interview, and we're going to have lots more interviews to come.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Coffee Talk podcast. If you have questions or would like to begin the process of building a tailored retirement plan, call Zinnia Wealth at 833-368-3680 or find us online at zinniawealth.com.
Charisse Rivers is an investment advisor representative of Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Charisse Rivers is licensed in your state, please contact their office. Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client. They are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Charisse Rivers, NPN Insurance License Number 8718011.